Welcome, Chem 130 students. We're now on Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is on nomenclature, so we're going to learn how to name ionic and covalent compounds. First of all, let's make sure we know the names of our atoms. Simple atom names are like Na is sodium, Na is neon. You're supposed to know the names and the symbols for the first 20 elements. And we're adding on some. Ba is barium, Co is cobalt, I we already know, iodine, Cu is copper, Fe is iron, Pb we know, lead, Hg we know, mercury, Ag we know, silver, Au we know is gold, Zn, zinc, Sn is a tough one. Tin, Tin, tin. Sr is also a tough one, strontium. Ni, nickel. Br, we know this one, bromine. Cr, chromium. Mn, manganese. And Cd is cadmium. So hopefully you know a lot of those, and you need to memorize the rest of them. They're all listed at the very beginning of your Chapter 8 text, the chapter. All right. Terms. We know these already. An ionic compound is a metal and a nonmetal. A covalent compound is made up of two or more nonmetals only. A monoatomic ion just means one atom with a charge, like Na+1, Cl-1, or Ca2+. A polyatomic ion is when we have two or more atoms with a charge. Now, these are listed in your periodic table for Chem 130 in the lower left box. This box here contains your polyatomic ions. You need to get familiar with them. You will always have your periodic table, so you do not need to memorize them, but you should get used to their names: phosphate, sulfate, hydroxide, etc. Charges. Remember, all the elements in their naturally occurring state have a charge of 0. When they're all by themselves in their elemental natural state, they have a charge of 0. So if I say, what's the charge of solid gold? 0. What's the charge of liquid bromine? 0. What's the charge of gaseous oxygen? 0. However, once an element has gained or lost electrons, it has a charge. Now, some elements have a fixed charge, as in we know what the charge is because there's only one possibility for them. However, some of our elements have a variable charge, meaning they could change and have different charges, different possibilities. An example of this is the carbon column, column 4. Remember when we talked about that being plus or minus 4? And sometimes plus or minus 2. That means it's variable. There are several possibilities. So the elements in column 4 have variable charges. Now, metals lose electrons, they go away, and because the negativity goes away, it makes the cation become positively charged, which is a cation. So we already know most of this. Let's go over it again and review. Column 1A, the alkali metals. They are fixed at a +1 charge. Column 1A is always +1. That's their only possibility. So they're fixed. Column 2, the alkaline earth metals, are fixed at +2. That's their only possibility, is a +2 charge. Now column 3 is usually +3 for the metals. Okay, aluminum is always +3. Now, zinc and cadmium, which are right back of column 3, here in the transition metals, Those two are plus 2 always. They're fixed. That's their only possibility. So if I ask, what's the ionic charge of zinc? Plus 2. What's the ionic charge of cadmium? Plus 2. Now go back one more to Ag, silver. That one is always plus 1. So Ag is always plus 1. It's fixed. That's its charge, always, when it's an ion. Now the other metals, all the other metals, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, gold, platinum, lead, tin, all the other metals vary. We don't know their charge. So you'll see me do a lot this chapter. We don't know the charge. When we don't know the charge, we use a Roman numeral to tell the difference. Like copper can be plus 1 or plus 2. When it's plus 2, we're going to write copper with parentheses and the Roman numeral 2 inside the parentheses. Iron varies. It has several options for its charge. Sometimes it's plus 3. When it is, we call it iron 3. Iron with a Roman numeral in parentheses 3. Lead can be plus 2 or plus 4. When it's plus 4, we call it lead 4. Remember, the Roman numeral for 4 is a V, which means 5, with a 1 behind it. So it's 5 minus 1 makes 4. So lead 4. So when we don't know the charge, it gets a Roman numeral. Remember that. Now, our nonmetals tend to gain electrons, and because electrons are negative, they're negatively charged anions. Now, again, we talked about this earlier, but column 5 with nitrogen is typically minus 3 for the nonmetals. Column 6, the oxygen column, is typically minus 2 for the nonmetals. And column 7, the halogens, fluorine, chlorine, iodine, bromine, those are minus 1. Now column 8, the noble gases, is 0. Why are they always 0 charged? Noble gases. Well, hopefully you remember, because the noble gases are already happy and stable with their 8 outer valence electrons, except helium only has 2. So they're already happy and stable and do not form bonds. The noble gases, very stable and low in energy, so they don't need to gain or lose electrons. They're already good. So one more time with our periodic table, let's review the charges. Plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 2, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. And then we also know that zinc and cadmium are plus 2, silver is plus 1. Everything else varies. All right. So we're going to come back and talk about ionic compounds. I think that's enough for this video to get us started in Chapter 8. Good job.